All right, just wanted to let everybody know about this this heater that I got from Rural King. In my area, we have Rural King, we have Tractor Supply, and we have, you know, the other big box stores like Lowe's and Home Depot and all that jazz, Menards. But this is, I got this deal at the Tractor Supply places, which my particular one again was Rural King. Anyway, this was a $99 heater that was marked down to $79. Now, this is a, it's more of an industrial type, but it's 240 or a 220 style. But it's the type you mount up on the wall, and it's hardwired. So you have to, hardwired installation. You have to actually wire it in yourself, and you can wire it directly into the wall. You can wire it into a plug, such as I did right here. Now I have an electric car I use for work, so I unplugged it out of there. I had to run this wire from here to that outlet there, from there to the fuse box in order to charge my electric car. That's my to and from work car. So I had to hook this up anyway, so I had that outlet there. And then I had an extra of this wire that went to a stove, I think it was. Yeah, it was a stove I took it out of. It goes to dryers, stoves, other 220 or 240 electrical boxes. But here's the heater. And the way I hardwired it in was with a plug. And it's 4 wires. Just take the 2 to the ground. The white and the green go to the ground. And then the red and black just go to the power right there. And I was able to reuse this wire. It's about a $30 wire. I just hung on to it because the end here was a little melted. Well, I cut it off anyway to put it in here. So it just crimps in. So just put that in there like that and plugged it in. Turned it on. And this sucker is uncomfortably warm at this distance right here. Yeah, it's really hot right now. So I've been running it upside down right now so that I could see the wiring and everything. And it's really hot. So right now it's giving me a caution light. It's been running for about 35 minutes now. So I'm gonna let it cool off, put this cover back on, and turn it around and mount it right up there where that beware of dog sign is. All right, so the studs are right here where you can barely see that screw hole there. So the stud is across here, and I already put the bracket on. Put this bracket on here just to see exactly where it was gonna go. But since the stud is, or where I wanna mount it is right there, in between the stud, what I'm going to do is put this board up here and then screw the bracket to the board. So I got this set up to screw in, and then put this here. The issue that I see is it's designed to be put on the ceiling, and then you got these riv nuts in here to change the angle of the heater so it blows downward. Well, with that being said, I'm mounting it straight across like this. So in order to point the heater down, it would need to have 2 more riv nuts put in here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna punch a couple holes in here and put 1 riv nut in there. And as you can see back here, the hole is not gonna hit anything. So I'm just going to drill a hole, put a riv nut in there, which these are 1/4-20s. So I'll just put a riv nut in here right when I get it mounted, and I like the way it's sitting. I will mark it and then unscrew these, take it back down, and put a couple riv nuts in there so that way it'll point, the heater will point downward. All right, got that mounted. Now I'm gonna go ahead and hang up the heater here. Okay, I'm using looks like about 3-inch deck screws to mount this. 2x4 into the stud, and it's not long enough. So what I did was I just countersunk. Took a 3/8 drill bit and taped it. I only wanted to go that deep, so that way I just took it down where the holes were, took it down to the tape, and then screwed the 3-inch screws in. It gave me a good almost an inch of more room of the threads from the deck screw that'll go into the stud, so it'll strengthen a little bit. What happened was I mounted it up here, and as soon as I got a little bit of the weight from the heater on this, it just started pulling out a little bit. So I stopped, pulled out, and don't have any longer deck screws, so just using what I got. So countersunk, stick them in there, make it happen. Okay, here's my heater. Now I know plugging this in, it's kind of a pain, especially if you're charging your car. The deal with that is I'm using what I got. Recently it's been 8 degrees below zero. Not cool, especially when you're out in the garage. My garage normally stays about 40 degrees until it's -8 outside, and well, I think it was about 25, maybe 30 in here at some points. That ain't working. Not when you're out here working in the garage, working on your car or whatever. So just use what I had, 75 bucks or 79 bucks. Stuck this up here. I'm not going to charge the car while I'm using the heater. I'm really only going to use this heater when I'm out here working on the Cobra or something. But this is a pretty good, I think, pretty good deal if you're going to be building your car and you want to put a heater in. This is a quick and easy way to do it. You know, I mean, I like to use scrap, use whatever I have to kind of stretch that budget. So I do keep scrap out of the way, and I use it. So you may want to do that. People talk about these Cobras, the kits being so expensive and everything. Well, it is, but you can do other things to make your budget stretch so that you can afford one, or any hot rod or any project. Just got to think outside the box, make it happen. And by the way, the reason for electric rather than propane, because I do have a propane turbo heater, or not propane, but a kerosene turbo heater, torpedo I think they call them. The kerosene's expensive right now, and well, everything is really, but electricity for me is not as expensive because I have a bunch of solar panels on my roof, so electricity's not that expensive for me at all, and it's the easiest route to go for me at this point. That's why I went with this heater here. If you remember back quite a few videos back, I plugged in a little 110 fireplace. This little thing puts out some heat, and it does maintain, you know, like I said, 30-40 degrees, but it needed a little help whenever it got real cold here lately. So that's where that one